Oh, it's so creepy, but the creepiness is not over because the Florida Ballet's showing of Dracula is coming on October 29th at the Florida Theater. And to tell us all about it, this bloody tale, we've got Becca and Garrett as well as Roberto. So thank you so much for joining us today. And clearly, you can tell that Garrett is Dracula. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic. Both of you do. The costumes are stunning. So what can people expect from the show? And do you encourage other folks to dress up?
Oh yeah. This is the third year in a row to bring in Dracula, and it's been a huge success. I think it's becoming like a holiday Halloween
tradition.
Favorite.
Yes.
Hopefully like the Nutcracker.
Yes, that's so
but
true.
In the last 2 years, many people came dressed up, and it was so amazing to see
cool.
all these costumes in the audience.
That's
and they were
really
also
neat.
excited to see this ballet. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very, very exciting evening.
And I think that's kind of unique too, that you go to a show where you can also kind of dress up and feel part of the performance as well. So this is your second time acting as Dracula.
Yes,
So tell us what drew you to this role.
Well, I feel like just the character itself, it's so different than any other character I've ever played.
Right, because you've been here before and you're such a nice guy, but you're playing an evil character now.
Yeah, so I feel like I have to kind of like, especially when I'm on stage, it's easier when I'm on stage, but I have to definitely just take myself to a different place to be able to feel this character.
Now, do you find that more challenging or more fun to kind of be different
Both.
than your normal? Yeah.
Both.
Right, because that's not your normal mentality.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
I feel like it is definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think I like that it's fun because it's challenging.
Right.
So.
And then you play two characters?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I play Mina, who is Jonathan Harker's wife, but then I also play Elizabeta, who is his deceased wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
So kind of like a
Yeah.
vision.
It's the reincarnation, basically.
Oh, okay.
And you know, the resemblance from Mina to Elizabetha is so smashing. And Dracula falls in love.
Yes. Now, is this Bram Stoker's or is this a different version?
That's Bram Stoker's from the book, but I also took inspiration from Coppola's movie from '92.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that?
Yeah, so we had a very good moment. So
Yeah. So what would you say kind of stands out about this show, this performance? Is it a little bit different from the movie?
Yes, it's a little bit different, and I would say yes, it talks about vampires, Dracula, but it's also a love story.
Right.
Love story between these two.
Yes.
And it's fascinating to see how the character developed throughout the performance, and arriving at third act, it's basically their relationship. It builds.
Oh my
till the end, and
gosh.
it's just incredible.
That is amazing. So I will have to ask though, I mean, with you being such like classic characters, does that feel like a lot of pressure to kind of fill that role? Because everyone kind of knows the story, right?
I would say no, I think it makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
That everyone has this big like anticipation of what the story is, and we
Right.
get to fill those roles and those visions. Kind of like when you read a book and you like picture in your mind, and we get to be that.
Yes.
So it's very exciting.
Okay, so I have to ask for more information. Of course, we do have the websites on the screen, floridatheater.com, October 29th, and you can go to floridaballet.org. What age group, though, I need to ask really quickly before we go, because it
I
could be
guess-
probably spooky for some kids, right?
Maybe, but it's not maybe not a 6-year-old, but I think 11 plus.
Okay,
It's fine because
okay.
there's not much. It's not scary.
Okay, it's not gory or
No,
anything
it's
like
not
that.
gory.
Okay.
And then the set is very clean. It's very minimalist, and it's just about dance.
Yes.
And then the story, but how the characters intertwine between themselves.
Right.
Throughout the story, it's not.
Well, I think it's fantastic. You both look amazing. I'm sure the
Thank
costuming
you.
for the whole show is going to be great. Thank you all so much for joining us, and break a leg, of
Thank you
course.
for having us.
It's definitely going to keep us in that spooky season, right?